All right, I'm going to tell my best joke. I learned this joke off my mother when I was like very young, and I do not know how I remember this joke, but it's one of the only cool things that my mom's ever done that has lasted through life with me to the point that I don't break into tears after telling it. All right. All right. There's a holler, and at the bottom of the holler there's this pond. It's deep in the woods, and above the pond is a fly, and this is flying around above this pond. Well, in the pond there's a fish. The fish looks up and he sees a fly, and he's like, if that fly would drop 2 inches, I could jump up and get that fly. Well, in a log that had fallen and hollowed into the pond, there was a raccoon. And the raccoon was like, you know what? If that fly would just drop 2 inches and that fish get that fly, I can grab for the fish. Well, in the bushes, right there on the shoreline, there was a bobcat. And she thought, if that fly would drop 2 inches and that fish get the fly, that raccoon will go out to get the fish and I'll pounce on the raccoon. In the tree line, there was a bear. And the bear was thinking, if that fly would drop 2 inches and that fish get the fly and that raccoon go to get the fish, that bobcat will come out from the bush and I will get the bobcat. But up on the ridge, there was a hunter. And the hunter was like, well, by God, if that fly would just drop 2 inches and that fish get that fly and that raccoon grab that fish, the bobcat come out to get that raccoon, the bear will come out from them trees and I will shoot that bear. Well, in a hole next to that hunter was Mouse. And the mouse had nothing but the cheese of that man's sandwich on his mind. He's like, you know what? If that fly would just drop 2 inches, that fish jump up and get the fly, and that raccoon grab the fish, that bobcat get the raccoon, that bear come out from the trees, and the hunter shoot that bear, he will leave that sandwich wide open for me to get that cheese. Well, this hunter was allergic to dogs. So when he went out to go hunting, he brought his trusty feline friend. And in his tent was the cat. And the cat was like, if that fly would just drop 2 inches, and that fish get that fly, and that raccoon get the fish, and that bobcat get the raccoon, that bear will come out and get the bobcat. The hunter will get up to shoot the bear and leave his sandwich open for that mouse to get the cheese, and I'll get the mouse. Well, a couple minutes go by, and sure enough, that fly drops 2 inches. That fish jumps up and gets the fly. That raccoon reaches out and grabs the fish. The bobcat bounces on that raccoon. The bear comes out the tree line to get the bobcat, leaving him wide open for the hunter to shoot that bear and expose his sandwich and the cheese to that mouse. And here comes the mouse. But also here come that cat. Funny thing is though, that mouse smelt that old kitty from a mile away. And at the very last minute, he grits the cheese and he scoots out, and the cat misses him and flies all the way off the top of that ridge and splashes into the pond. Psh. Do you know what the moral of the story is? If the fly drops 2 inches, the pussy gets wet.